Hi, my name's Ed Bowen. I'm the Safety Director of Berglund Construction, and for this week's Toolbox Talk, we're going to talk about the different classes of fires that you may come across on a construction job site, as well as the different types of fire extinguishers that correlate with those fires and the fire extinguisher use. There are typically three different classes of fires that you may come across on a construction site. That's Class A, Class B, and Class C. What does that mean? Well, Class A fire, think of ash. A equals ash. That means things that are burning like wood or paper, things that can create ash. Class B, boiling liquids. Not water, but your flammable liquids like gasoline, oil, stuff like that. And then Class C, you got to think of current. Class C fires are electrical fires. Now, typically on Berglund job sites, we supply our jobs with Class A, B, C type fire extinguishers. That's for that reason. Per policy on a Berglund job site, a 10-pound fire extinguisher is the smallest fire extinguisher we're going to use. But there are a couple different numbers that are shown on a fire extinguisher, and I do want to kind of explain that to you guys. So I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to put it on the fire extinguisher, and we're going to talk about that briefly. As you can see, the classification of this fire extinguisher is a 4A 60B C fire extinguisher. So I just showed you guys the label on that fire extinguisher. It is a ABC fire extinguisher, but it did have some numbers in front of A and it had some numbers in front of B. What did those numbers mean? Well, in a Class A fire, the number in front of that Class A in a fire extinguisher, you multiply that times 4. And that is the same as using gallons of water on a fire, a Class A fire. So for instance, 4A, you multiply that times 1 1/4, and that is good for 5 gallons of water, or the same as 5 gallons of water on a Class A fire. But that also had 60B, 60 in front of a B. The number in front of the B always stands for the square foot. So it's good for a 60 square foot fire on a Class B fire. Remember, Class B is a boiling liquid, things like gasoline, oil, things like that. So that's something to always be aware of. Now, there is Class D, there's Class C, there's Class D, and there's Class K fires. None of those will ever have numbers in front of them because A and B are the only ones that have them. There are no ratings for those other fire extinguishers. Next, we're going to show you how to actually put out a fire using a pass method. Pass stands for pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep. You're going to sweep at the base of the fire. And I do have one of our good friends here at Berglund, Brett Stanley. He's going to demonstrate that for us in live action. So we got a small fire here, and Brett's going to put that out for us using a pass method.
Pull, aim, squeeze.
It's always important that we go at the base of the fire and not at the fire itself. A couple other quick things to talk about. We do need to inspect our fire extinguishers monthly. We got to check the tags. What's the date on that tag? For instance, we got October of 2023. This fire extinguisher is only good from 1 year from October 2023. So October 2024, it needs to get reserviced. We also have a gauge here that we're looking at. This gauge is no longer in the green. The needle is no longer in the green. That fire extinguisher is no longer good. Okay, so we got to get this into the shop. Our shop guys will send out a new fire extinguisher. If the pin's missing, anything like that, the fire extinguisher is no good. Okay, let's get that sent into the shop. Couple last things to talk about, everybody. If we're ever on a job where we have to use a halon fire extinguisher, a halon fire extinguisher is a nitrogen gas type fire extinguisher they typically use in data centers, things like that, where all the CO2 dust and all that is not good for that type of stuff. Get with me, get with Chris and Brendan at the yard. We need to talk about this a little bit more, because those are hazardous, especially in an enclosed area. So So please keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to talk about is where these fire extinguishers need to go. On our job sites, fire extinguishers should be placed every 3,000 square feet, and we cannot travel more than 100 feet to each fire extinguisher. We should always keep fire extinguishers at areas of egress too. So at every stairway, if a project has 2 stairways, we need 2 fire extinguishers. So please keep that in mind. Had a good demonstration. Thank you, Brett. Everybody have a safe day, safe week. Thank you.